Yo, welcome back everyone. This is part 2 of my drum room build where I'll show you how I built a room within a room. So be sure to check out part 1 as it quite literally lays the foundation for this video. So what makes a room in a room so effective? Well, in a normal room, you make lots of noise, and this noise vibrates the walls and ceiling. And since the studs are connected to these walls and ceiling, the studs then vibrate as well. And those vibrations travel up and down those studs as it vibrates the floor and walls above you, maybe below you, side by side. Perhaps it even rattles air ducts along the way. Suddenly your whole house is shaking because
that bass.
So the concept is simple. A room in a room is basically a freestanding room that's completely decoupled from the existing bones of your house. With all the help of the insulation absorbing the sound, the multiple layers of shear mass, all with different densities that have various resonating points and sciencey stuff, and the sound dampening from the green glue compound, all of these things help prevent vibrations from direct contact with the studs in your existing house. Or something like that. So anyway, at this point in the build, we just finished sealing the innermost layer of 5/8 inch drywall, which completes most of our heavy lifting. In this video, we'll be working on some finishing work, the door, which was a huge part of the project, the acoustic treatment from inside the room, the ventilation system, and a lot of aesthetics. So let's go back to the fall of 2020. Okay, so the idea of soundproofing is to minimize the level of sound traveling in and out of your room, right? You can kind of think of it as sound isolation. This is not to be confused with sound treatment, which is only intended to control the acoustics from within the room. So even though I have a modest 12 by 10 foot space, you'd be surprised how reverberant it was before sound treatment. This is why a lot of professional studios have non-parallel walls to help prevent this. So even though this was only the raw audio taken from a GoPro, you could definitely still hear some of the low end and the mids are a bit more under control. In fact, you can hear a lot more overtones from the snare drum in the second example because I hadn't tuned it in months leading up to that point. I mean, you can really hear the difference in the sound decay and the drumstick test. Let's hear it again. Like I said, every room's gonna be different. In my case, I decided to go hard on the acoustic foam and sound absorption panels because I wanted a tighter, more controlled space, so I had more options in post. Unfortunately, good sound panels are a bit pricey, so I decided to make my own. So here we are. 5 to 6 months later, I now have an inspiring place to practice and create, and while it's not the biggest room in the house, it's cozy and gets the job done. If you're considering a project like this, my recommendation is to do a lot of research. See what others are doing, what works, what doesn't work, create a battle plan that solves your problem. And if you want to see more before and after comparison videos, let me know in the comments. And like I said before, I am no professional in any of these things, but if you found any of it helpful, let me know by algorithming. Thanks for watching. Later.